all of the NATO allies agreed with us, but they don't want to, despite the fact that we help them so much. We have thousands of soldiers in different countries all over the world, and they don't want to help us, which is amazing. I mean, amazing. And I didn't do a full court press because I think if I did, they probably would be. But we don't need help.
Okay, President Trump again yesterday complaining about NATO allies, saying they're not helping with the Iran war, while also claiming the United States does not need them. We'll bring you the latest from the Middle East in just a moment. Meanwhile, the president's pick to lead the Department of Homeland Security, Senator Mark Wayne Mullin, will be on Capitol Hill today, trying to convince his colleagues he's up for the job. And good morning and welcome to Morning Joe. It is Wednesday, March 18th. With us, we have the co-host of our 9 a.m. hour, staff writer at The Atlantic, Jonathan Lemire, MS Now national affairs analyst John Heilman. He's partner and chief political columnist at Puck. Columnist and associate editor at The Washington Post, David Ignatius, is with us. Writer at large for The New York Times, Elizabeth Bumiller is here, and senior writer at The Dispatch and a columnist at Bloomberg Opinion, David Drucker is with us this morning. And Joe, a lot to cover, a lot of questions about the war in Iran, who's going to support the United States, who's required to, and who wants to at this point in time.
A lot of questions. It's interesting, the Washington Post breaking with the news this morning that actually the Gulf states are now pressuring the president and the administration to stay in this war. They don't want a beaten up, damaged, this Wall Street Journal, an angrier Iran to survive. So the Gulf states, especially, you look at the UAE, the Saudis, others, want the United States, now that they're in, to cripple the regime before ending the war. That's not how they were sounding the first days of the war, but it's where they are there. So we're going to get to all that. I do have to ask, though, Jonathan Lemire, did you stay up for Venezuela's victory?
Look
over
at
the
him.
United
He definitely
States.
stayed up. No.
Unfurling banners, the USA versus Venezuela. This time it's personal, and they got their revenge.
The Nicolas Maduro Bowl. No, I did not quite make the end. I watched for a while, and first of all, let's just say, what a remarkable tournament this was. Just so fun each and every way.
Great.
The crowds were great. The players cared. The enthusiasm shone through. But as we're watching here, Venezuela had jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Team USA couldn't hit. But then Bryce Harper hits a dramatic tying home run in the 8th, 2-2. You feel like the USA could do it, but there, Eugenio Suarez for Venezuela. That's being the game. Here's the Harper home run in the 8th. We just skipped ahead. We saw Suarez with what became the game-winning RBI double in the 9th. So, and the USA could not do anything in the bottom of that inning. So, Joe, 3-2. Venezuela, the final, and I think our two takeaways are this is a wonderful tournament. We'll be excited for 3 years from now. That's number one. Number two, the most important takeaway, the captain of Team USA, Aaron Judge, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, yet again, coming up small in a big spot.
A little harsh there.
It's really sad. We do cheer for America. We really do. That doesn't mean we have to take delight in the Yankees doing horribly, John Lemire. I'm absolutely ashamed of you this morning. That said, I will say that our own Roman Anthony certainly had an extraordinary series. You know, John Heilman, what's so crazy about this is we're watching this in March, man. And I said last week, my son went to a game. And it was like the DR versus Netherlands, and you know we go to a lot of baseball games.
Sure.
And he said there's the most electric environment he's ever been in a baseball stadium. How great this is! I mean, I had no idea really when people started talking about this back 3 years ago what this was. This is now like it's getting bigger and bigger, and the excitement's pretty crazy in March for baseball.
Yeah, you know, it's like, I know, Joe, we're in the part of the world where you grew up is like where I grew up, where baseball was like a year-round thing in Southern California. So people were playing, people played winter leagues. And you know, you think about the way the World Series, just kind of the actual World Series last fall, an incredible World Series.